My mother drank green tea every morning before the sun came up. She drank it when she was 20. She drank it when she was 40. She drank it on the morning she turned 85. She never had a tumor. She never had a growth. She never heard the word cancer spoken to her by any doctor, not once in her entire life. Neither did my grandmother. Neither did the old women on our street who drank the same teas from the same clay pots year after year, decade after decade, while the rest of the world got sicker and sicker and spent more and more money getting sicker. I am 92. I drink 6 teas. I have drunk them my whole life. And my body does not do what they say a 92-year-old body is supposed to do. My blood is clean. My stomach is calm. My energy carries me from morning to night. And the thing that takes so many people, the thing everyone is afraid of, has never come for me. Not once. A single box of green tea costs $3 and lasts a month. 1 bottle of immune defense capsules costs $45 and lasts 2 weeks. The tea has been used for 4,000 years. The capsules have been on the shelf for 4. Nobody advertises the tea because you can grow it in a pot on your windowsill. You cannot build a billion-dollar company on something that grows in a pot on a windowsill. So they do not tell you about the pot. They tell you about the capsule. And the capsule tells you nothing your grandmother's teapot did not already know. The last tea I will tell you about today, the 6th one, is the one my grandmother called the root that builds the wall. She said it was the reason the old women in our village outlived everyone in the next town. I saved it for the end because you need to understand the first 5 before the 6th one makes sense, so stay with me. Tea number 1. Green tea. This is where it all begins. The tea my mother put into my hands when I was a child. The tea she drank every morning of her adult life without missing a single day. In China, green tea is not a health trend. It is not something you buy because a magazine told you to. It is the air. It is the water. It is simply what you drink, the way you breathe. It has been this way for longer than anyone can remember. My mother would boil the water and let it cool for just a moment, not boiling, not cold, somewhere in between. She said the leaves do not like to be burned. You must be gentle with them, or they turn bitter and close up, and you lose what is inside. She would pour the water over the leaves and wait. The smell would fill the kitchen, clean, grassy, bright, like the first morning after a rain. She drank it plain, no sugar, no honey, nothing. She said adding sweetness covers up what the tea is trying to say to your body. Green tea does something very quiet inside you. It goes into the blood and it begins to clean. Not the way a medicine cleans, hard, fast, with side effects. The way a river cleans a stone, slowly, gently, over years. The things that should not be in your body. The damage, the build-up, the waste your cells leave behind. Green tea carries them out. Day after day, cup after cup, and over time the body stays clear. The things that need a dirty environment to grow, they cannot find a home. My mother drank 1 cup every morning for 65 years. Her body stayed clear. And what grows in clear water? Nothing that should not be there. Tea number 2, white tea. Green tea is the foundation. But there is another tea, quieter, more delicate, that most people have never tried, and it may be even more powerful. White tea comes from the same plant as green tea, but the leaves are picked earlier, younger, before they have fully opened. They are barely touched, barely processed, just dried in the open air, slowly, the way things were done before machines existed. Because so little is done to the leaf, almost everything inside it is preserved. The things that protect the leaf while it is still growing, those things are still alive when you drink it. My grandmother kept white tea in a small tin on the highest shelf in her kitchen, behind everything else. She did not drink it every day the way my mother drank green tea. She drank it when she felt something coming, a tiredness that was not normal, a heaviness in the body that had no explanation. She would make herself a cup of white tea and sit with it quietly, and the next day the heaviness would be gone. It looks like almost nothing in the cup. Pale gold, nearly clear, with a sweetness so faint you could miss it. But do not let the gentleness fool you. My grandmother said the quietest things are often the strongest. A storm announces itself. A river does not. And white tea is a river. There is one tea on this list that does not fight anything. It does not kill anything. It does something much smarter than fighting. I will tell you about that one in a moment. But first, I need to show you something very different. Tea number 3, pu-erh tea. This next tea does not look like tea. It does not taste like tea. It is dark, earthy, and ancient, and it does something to the body that none of the others can. Pu-erh is fermented. It is aged the way wine is aged, sometimes for years, sometimes for decades. The older it gets, the deeper it becomes. In my village, families kept bricks of pu-erh the way other families kept gold. My grandfather had a cake of pu-erh that was older than I was. He broke off a small piece every week. The tea that came from it was dark as night, deep reddish brown, almost black, and it smelled like the earth after a heavy rain. Something you cannot name but your body recognizes instantly. Pu-erh does the inside work, the work nobody sees. Your liver, the organ that cleans everything else. Pu-erh cleans your liver, your gut, the place where your body decides what to keep and what to throw away. Pu-erh straightens that out. When the inside of the body is working properly, the things that grow in dirty, sluggish, clogged systems cannot take hold. They need the mess. Pu-erh takes the mess away. I drink pu-erh after heavy meals, after the new year, when the table is full and the stomach is stretched, after a week of eating too much or sleeping too little. 1 cup of pu-erh and the body remembers how to sort itself out. My grandfather drank it every afternoon for 50 years. He said it kept his insides younger than his outsides. He was not wrong. Let me say something plainly. The tea industry in China is older than most countries. The knowledge of what these teas do to the body has been passed down for longer than any university has existed. And yet, when you walk into a pharmacy, no one points you to the tea shelf. They point you to the supplement aisle, where a bottle of green tea extract costs 10 times what a bag of actual green tea leaves costs, with half the benefit. The extract cannot do what the whole leaf does, but the extract has a label, a barcode, a price tag that makes someone rich. The loose leaf in your grandmother's jar does not, so they sell you the extract and they let the leaf sit there in silence. Tea number 4, chrysanthemum tea. The first 3 teas build and protect, but sometimes the body does not need more strength. It needs less heat. This one is for the days when the inflammation is rising and the body is running too hot inside. In China, every child knows chrysanthemum tea. When you have a headache, your mother makes chrysanthemum. When your eyes are red and burning from reading too long, chrysanthemum. When the summer heat sits on you like a weight and your face is flushed and your temper is short, chrysanthemum. It is the tea that cools what is overheating. You take a handful of dried chrysanthemum flowers, small, pale yellow, light as paper, and you put them in a cup. Pour hot water over them. Watch what happens. The flowers open. They bloom again, right there in the water, as if they are coming back to life. The tea turns a soft gold. The smell is floral, clean, cool, not sweet the way perfume is sweet, cool the way shade is cool on a hot day. Cancer, in the old understanding, thrives on heat, on inflammation, on a body that is burning inside without knowing it. Chrysanthemum does not attack anything. It just lowers the temperature. It calms the liver. It clears the eyes. It takes the fire down so the body can stop fighting itself and start protecting itself. My mother drank it every afternoon in summer. She said the morning is for green tea, to wake the body up. The afternoon is for chrysanthemum, to cool the body down. She kept both rhythms her entire life, like breathing in and breathing out. Tea number 5, goji berry and red date tea. Everything I have told you so far, the green tea, the white tea, the pu-erh, the chrysanthemum, they protect, they clean, they cool, they guard, but this tea does something none of the others do. This one does not fight the disease. It feeds the army that fights the disease. Your body has its own soldiers, its own guards, its own wall of defense. But those soldiers need to eat. They need blood. They need energy. They need to be fed or they grow weak. And when they grow weak, the things they are guarding against walk right through. Goji berry and red date tea is the meal you feed your army. My mother kept a jar of dried goji berries and a jar of red dates on the same shelf, side by side, for as long as I can remember. She combined them almost every day. A handful of each simmered gently in water for 20 minutes until the liquid turned deep amber, almost the color of dark honey. And the kitchen smelled like warmth and sweetness and something ancient. She drank it warm, ate the softened berries and dates, and said she could feel it in her blood. Goji berries have been used in China for longer than tea itself. The old doctors said they brighten the eyes, nourish the kidneys, and strengthen what they called the vital essence, the deep reserve of life that keeps the body running year after year. Red dates feed the blood. They fill what has been emptied. Together in one cup, they do not fight anything. They simply make the body so strong, so well fed, so full of what it needs, that the things trying to take hold find no weakness to enter through. This is the tea I drink every evening. The green tea wakes me up in the morning. The goji and red date tea fills me back up at night. They are partners. One opens the day, the other closes it. My mother ran on these two teas the way a clock runs on two hands. Tea number 6, astragalus root tea. Everything I have told you so far has been leading to this. My grandmother called astragalus the root that builds the wall. Not a wall you can see, a wall inside you, the wall that decides what gets in and what does not. She said most people do not know they have a wall. They only find out when something breaks through it, and by then it is late. Astragalus root looks like nothing special. Thin, pale, yellow slices of dried root, light and papery. You would walk right past it. But in Chinese tradition, this root has been used for over 2,000 years to strengthen the body's deepest defense, the part of you that recognizes what does not belong and removes it before it can settle. My grandmother simmered these slices in water every morning for 30 minutes. The tea that came from it was golden, mild, slightly sweet, with an earthy warmth underneath. She drank it the way other people take a daily vitamin, except this was not a pill manufactured last year. This was a root that had been keeping people alive since before the written word. She said the wall needs to be built before the enemy arrives, not after. By the time the body shows you a sign, the fight has already been going on inside for a long time. Astragalus builds the wall while everything is quiet, while nothing seems wrong. That is why she drank it every day, not just when she was feeling weak. She drank it when she was feeling strong, because that is when the wall needs to be built, when you have the strength to build it. My grandmother lived to 97. Her mother lived to 94. I am 92, and I am still standing. 3 generations of women who drank this tea, who built this wall, who never stopped. And the thing that takes so many people never found its way in. Every tea I showed you today, all 6, costs less than a single visit to a specialist, less than a single scan, less than a single bottle of anything with the word immune printed on the label. These teas were here before the companies, before the bottles, before the labels, and they will be here after. The question is whether anyone will still know how to use them. My grandmother knew, my mother knew, I know, and now you know. That is how it stays alive, not through a company, but through a kitchen, not through a prescription, but through a pot on the stove and a hand that knows what to put in it. Tomorrow morning, do something for me. Boil the water. Choose one of these teas, whichever one called to you the most. Pour it into a cup. Do not rush. Sit down with it. Hold the cup in both hands and feel the warmth move into your palms. Breathe in the steam and drink it slowly, the way my mother did every morning for 65 years. Feel it go down, warm, quiet, steady. Feel it reach the places you did not know were waiting for it. That is not medicine. That is something older than medicine. That is your body remembering what it was designed to do. 1 cup will not change your life, but 1,000 cups, 1 every morning for 1,000 mornings. That is what changed my mother's life, and her mother's life, and mine. Tell me, which of these 6 will you try first? And if your mother or your grandmother drank something like this, tell me what it was. Every family has a tea. Every kitchen has a pot. I think it is time we picked them up again. Come back soon. Next time, I want to show you what I eat. The 10 meals that do what no capsule in a bottle can do. I will be here.